If you've ever wondered how to take one skein and split it into two identical cakes for sock knitting, I've got you covered today. It's easier than you think, so let's get started. In order to split our skein, we are going to need a couple of materials. We're first going to need a swift for our skein. We're also going to need a ball winder. Careful there. Both of mine are from Fiber Artist Supply Co. and I will link this company down below. You're also going to need a kitchen scale. I will link the one that I have from Taylor. You can get them from pretty much anywhere like Target or Walmart or Amazon. I particularly like ones that will weigh in grams with some decimals because then I feel like I get something really accurate. You're going to need some scissors to cut your yarn, and of course, you're going to need the yarn itself. This one is from Yarn Over New York. It's one of our special Sock Week skeins, and if any is still available, I'll link it down below, and if not, I'll make sure to link the company.
The first step is really simple. We just need to wind up our skein entirely as if we're not doing anything special. We do need to wind the whole skein into a cake first in order to split it. If you need any help on how to wind yarn, make sure to check out my video, How to Wind the Perfect Yarn Cake, which I will link for you down below. Step number 2, we need to remove the full cake from the winder and weigh it on our kitchen scale. Often with hand-dyed yarns, the yarn is not actually 100 grams. So we'll then need to divide the full skein, all of the grams, 101, 103, whatever it is, divide it in half to know what we will need to wind for our 2 mini cakes. Step number 3, we need to start winding again. We're going to wind from the center of our original cake to start mini cake number 1. Place the cake on top of your kitchen scale as we will need to monitor its weight as we wind. Pull the yarn from the center and start winding it. You'll no longer need your swift. Now keep an eye on your scale as you are winding, and when your cake reaches approximately half of the total grams for the whole skein, you're going to stop. You can now cut your yarn and take mini cake number 1 off the winder. The final step is to rewind the remaining yarn because it's going to be kind of a messy, deflated cake. So grab the center of the original cake, put it on your winder, and go ahead and wind that up. You won't need the scale any longer.
Now don't stress if your 2 cakes come out looking a little different in size. Size is not actually the best indicator of if these are 2 equal skeins. Weight is so much better, and if you weighed and divided in half, your 2 skeins should be almost identical. One may be a little bigger if it was wound a little bit looser than the other one, kind of like mine here. Now another thing I really like to do is put my cakes in these 50-gram yarn cozies. I'll link the pattern down below. You just kind of squish them in like this, and then you're able to pull from the center really nice and easily. So I love to split my sock yarns into 2 separate cakes so that I can work on my 2 socks in tandem, which means I might start both of them, but I'm not actually working on them 2 at a time, like on one needle. I'm working on them in tandem, so I might work on like the cuff of one and then the cuff of the other and go back and forth. It's really nice to help prevent that second sock syndrome so that you don't delay casting on your second sock and only have single pairs of socks. You can definitely use this technique for splitting skeins in half for other things, like if you want to split a skein that's really, really different and do helical knitting so you can combine the colors and make things look a whole lot better. Splitting your skein into 2 separate cakes can be really fun and easy and an effective way to ward off second sock syndrome. Check out more sock knitting tips linked down below, and I will see you in the next one.